What's going on, NBA 2K fans? It's Pito, aka PT Sports 84, coming back at you with another official NBA 2K26 content drop. Today is actually a exciting news for those that play MYTeam. They have college players now dropped with season 5. College players are now dropped into MYTeam. Yes, it's not what we wanted with a full college experience, but being that it's year one to kind of test out how these cards perform in MYTeam will dictate how far they go with college basketball content moving forward. Whether that's an offline DLC, continuing it through MYTeam, whatever the case may be. So I wanted to jump in and actually highlight all of the players that were put in from the 16 teams that were added in to the game today. So um, they have actually like the season 5 tab, and you have rewards with the college alumni. So they have the colleges in. You can see the alumni with the uniforms of those particular players. One player in particular that's in this season 5 pack specifically as a reward is the 7'9" big man from Florida. So he's a 94 overall. You can see his attributes there. He's 7'9", 305 pounds. So normally I wouldn't go through attributes and all that stuff, but people wanted to know what his speed was going to be like, and it's 25. So they kind of tried to keep it to where he wasn't overpowering like a speed demon down the floor, things like that. But being that he's 7'9", and being able to block shots only with a 90 block, so they definitely want you to tier this card up. But you can see Olivier rocks on the screen right there, as far as having a face scan and things like that out of the University of Florida, as labeled right there on the right hand side of his name. So there's the badges for him, because I know people are going to want to ask, like, what do they look like? There they are. And then you got tendencies and stuff like that. So I don't ever really look at the tendencies, especially not in MYTeam, just because it's kind of a mixed bag, to be honest. But let's jump through the other things. You do have Larry Brown as the head coach as well. I believe it's probably going to be the older Larry Brown. You can't see it with the gray hair, the one that they already had in, I assume. So you have a fabulous tab here that they dropped for season 5. But let's go into the college players. Caleb Wilson is projected to be a top 4 pick in the NBA draft out of North Carolina. So we're going to jump into him. They got him scanned, as you can see right there. It also cuts down on them having to go get top tier guys scanned into the game once it comes time to get those scans for Summer League. Like, I guess they'll probably try to update it later, like if a guy changes his hairstyles, something like that, but they're not going to have to put a high demand on getting those guys. So you can see Caleb Wilson there. Let's look at his attributes. 90 speed with 89 agility. Badges as well. And so you got that there. Next, you got Koa Pete out of Arizona. He's kind of fallen down in the draft lottery from what I've seen. Power forward, and like I said, with MYTeam, these guys are going to be over. They're going to be stacked with attributes to get them higher. So obviously, at 94 is not what Koa is going to come out to later on. We have Madison Layden Zay here, and she's with Purdue. And now keep in mind, because everybody's going to basically say, hey, these players aren't, there's not everybody. Well, it's only the players that agreed to the licensing deal with 2K for the college team. So it's not going to be the whole teams. It's only who agrees. And unfortunately, in the NIL era, without a complete full license to get everyone into the game, they're not going to be able to do that. So that's the same as it goes for Legends. Like if Legends don't want to sign the licensing agreement through the Legends of Basketball or the NBA directly, or even 2K directly, then they're not going to be in. And that's just a matter of fact. Like same goes for the college players. Let's go for Michigan, Axel Liedenborg. So you got him with his scan as well. I'm not going through every single attribute for all the players, but there's Henry Vassar out of North Carolina. You got Jeremy Fears Jr. This is Jeremiah's brother. Interesting enough, he starts a lot of stuff in college too, so it must run in the family with the competitiveness, I guess. He's with Michigan State. Mikel Brown Jr., he's going to be a top, probably at least top 10 at minimum pick if he stays in the draft. So there he is. Mariah O'Neal out of Florida. Got her scan. Madison Booker out of Texas. Now, I'm not sure if there'll be more scans coming later on. I don't know that. This might be it. Chris Sinak Jr. I would have loved to have seen Kingston Flemings, to be honest. But, like I said, everybody agrees to their own deal. Lauren Betts for UCLA with the scan. That's good because when she comes out for the WNBA, she'll already have it. Isaiah Evans there as well. We got Samaya Nichols out of Kansas. Toby Fournier there for Duke. And then Cam Boozer, he's projected to be a top 3 pick. Go over to the next page. Tony Morgan out of Kentucky. AZ Fudd, projected, I think, to be the number 1 overall pick, if I'm not mistaken, for the WNBA draft. Tiana Todd, Ohio State. Caleb Foster out of Duke. Darren Peterson, the much projected number 1 pick. The only issue is people are starting to have doubts now with him as the number 1 pick due to his playing time, things like that, as far as him pulling himself out of games, not wanting to play, things like that. India Navar out of North Carolina. Tuande Yesufu out of Baylor. Emily Skinner out of Duke. Olivia Olsen out of Michigan. Ashlyn Jackson out of Duke. Solo Ball out of UConn. Tajiana Roberts out of Louisville. Boogie Flands out of Florida. If I'm not mistaken, he transferred. Was it Arkansas? He might have transferred. I forgot what college he transferred from. Bruce Thornton out of Ohio State. Luka Bogovac out of North Carolina. Braden Smith out of Purdue. You saw him in the trailer. We got Jordan Pope out of Texas. Ochiga Owe out of Kentucky. Dariana Little Page Bugs. Donovan Dent. Seth Trimble out of North Carolina. Grace Van Sluten out of Michigan State. Kateri Poole out of the University of Houston. Nora Francis, or Francois, not sure how she pronounces it, Arizona. And then Kyan Evans out of North Carolina. So those are your college players added into NBA 2K26. I know a lot of people are going to complain and say that's it, but I'd rather have these scanned now than not be able to get Darren Peterson and have an art created render and it does not look great moving forward. Obviously, we would love to see more and more of the colleges and players represented and stuff like that. But like I said, unfortunately, with the licensing deal the way it is, that is what they're going to get out of the colleges. They can only get the players that want to agree to it and kind of go from there. But hope you guys enjoyed this different kind of content. I just wanted to show off those college players for my team. A lot of people have asked me about a college roster this year. Unfortunately, without the ability to cross-share rosters from PC to console and vice versa, it's almost impossible to make the college players without making a My NBA and doing it that way. There are some My NBAs if you look up 2K Share under the My NBA where people have made college rosters. I have not gone through them to see which one to recommend, but you can find some there. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make one because I just don't have the time. It takes a lot of work to put in for a custom college roster like I did last year. Maybe next year will be different. I doubt it, just based on the licensing stuff. And they don't want hidden players added to the game, and they got to pay them and things like that. So, in order to avoid that, they turned off the PC cross-share and things like that. So, hope everybody enjoys your weekend. I'll be back once we have more official NBA 2K26 content, like a ratings update or something like that. We just had a patch drop for Season 5 for player likeness updates. 21 players got updated. Maybe a few more snuck in that I didn't find. Maybe somebody else did. Go check that video out. It's on the channel as well. Make sure you subscribed if you haven't already. Hit that thumbs up as well, and I will see you next time. Take care.